What's up, guys? How's it going? It is Matt here. So there's been this video series that I've been kind of toying with and playing around with, and I really wanted to get to it. So I've been trying to figure out how I want to do it. So I think I'm going to break this series up into 3 videos. I'm going to start it with this one. So this is going to be called the Tactical Grayman Series. So that's right, the Tactical Grayman Series. So let's get into it. Now, I know there's going to be some people out there that are going to say, how can you be a gray man and be tactical at the same time? Because after all, tactical means, 5'11" tactical clothes and fancy stuff, and that means you're going to be standing out. And gray man means you are not standing out, that you're trying to blend in. So how can you have one without the other? And once again, it comes down to people that don't understand what the meaning of tactics are. All right, tactics are basically what being tactical is about using your brain to accomplish a mission. All right, using specific things that you've either learned over the time or you developed, and that's how you accomplish your objective or whatever it is. So that you're using tactics to be a gray man. All right, we'll call it like that. So we're going to do a series called about being the tactical gray man. Now this one is strictly mindset. All right, strictly mindset. I'll get into the other stuff. I think I'll do another video. I'll do about stuff that you might want to carry on you, and then another video about plans and stuff like that and all that good stuff. But we're just going to basically talk about the mindset. And basically, we'll start off like this, guys. So what a gray man is being, what a gray man means is that you pretty much blend in with society. That's pretty much what it is. It means you're blending in with society. You're not trying to stand out. You're not trying to cause a scene. That's basically what being a gray man is. You're blending into an urban environment is the best way to explain it. Usually it's more urban environment related. So there's a couple of things that you want to take in consideration. Now this is a big prepping topic. This is definitely a big prepping topic. So my preppers, welcome to the channel. I do some prepping every now and then. So here we are. We're going to do some more prepping video. And for everyone else, this is for the CCW holders. This is a good thing to keep in mind. The stuff that you'll learn here in these videos is a really good thing to keep in mind for concealed carry, especially if you're kind of a new person to concealed carry. All right. So number 1, all right, gray man is about not about blending in. All right, now there was a couple videos I don't know, a couple years ago that went pretty much viral. I've watched them all and stuff like that, and I was talking about what they thought you need to be a gray man, and never make eye contact, never do this, never wear this, never do that, never do this, wear gray all day long, do this, wear gray, make sure you're wearing gray, don't do this, don't do that, go down this way. It's a lot of stuff when it comes down to that, and there's a lot of things that they covered in the video which were pretty good. They were pretty spot on, but there's a lot of things that they should rethink a little bit. So they should definitely rethink a little bit. So I'm going to throw this into the actual video. I'm going to add this stuff to my own personal, prep, or what do you call it? My own personal version of gray man. So, when would you need to be gray man? If you're a prepper, all right, if you're a prepper, this is a good practice to learn. This is a good practice to learn. If you're really worried about something that's going to happen, whether it's some sort of apocalypse, some sort of military invasion, something like that, there's a good probability that you're going to want to be a gray man, especially if it's like a military invasion or something like that, which is very highly unlikely with our defenses, and there'd have to be so many people turn their heads at different things, and we have to miss so many things, and massive attacks on our infrastructure and stuff like that all at once in order for us to actually get full-fledged invaded. A lot of people say invading from within. That's a whole nother topic for another thing. But basically, let's just say hypothetically. Now, hypothetically, it is a Red Dawn situation. All right? Hypothetically, it's a Red Dawn situation. Something happens, blah, blah, blah. We ignore a lot of things, and we get EMP attack, powers out, whatever it is, and then we get attacked by foreign powers or foreign allies. All right. Well, as a gray man, right, so you will probably want to be part of the resistance. You'll probably want to be part of the resistance. Some of you may not. The entire purpose of being a gray man is that you are wandering around. Not wandering around. You're just going about your life, going to and from work, and whatever you can do. If it was invasion, I don't know if there'd be work or not. But you're just wandering around society, doing your thing around in society, just living your life pretty much, but you're trying not to stand out to the opposition forces. You're trying not to stand out to the opposition forces. So this is for the prepping aspects of it, all right? So basically what that means is if, as a person that was part of an invading force operation at Iraqi Freedom, one thing that we were always looking for was military-aged male, dressed in military attire, that were carrying bags, carrying weapons, carrying stuff like that. They were considered military-aged males and threats. And if they started to engage us, we would destroy them, right? That's what we did. So as being a gray man, as being a tactical gray man, if you're in a situation where we're in the process of getting invaded or something like that, the first thing that you guys are going to not want to do, right, is dress all tactical and in camouflage and all kinds of crazy stuff, right? You don't want to be dressing all tactical and camouflage and carrying military apparel, military backpacks. You don't want to be walking around with a freaking long gun on your chest and stuff like that, because guess what? You will not last very long. You will be considered a military-aged male and a threat, and you will probably be engaged or detained. All right, so you don't want to do that. So you have to approach everything with a minimalist mindset, okay? A minimalist mindset, which means is you aren't carrying a ton of crap, but you're carrying enough stuff to get you through the day, all right? You're carrying enough stuff to get you through the day. Things like maps, okay, actual maps. It's something you might want available to you. So basically what it is you have extra stuff that's available to you. So in my trunk, like I said, I have first aid. All right, I have a couple days worth of supplies in my get home bag. I have extra ammunition. All right, extra ammunition. Now keep in mind, if you're invaded, there's going to be checkpoints and they're going to check your vehicle. So you're going to want to know the checkpoints. You got to avoid the checkpoints and got to be aware that there's going to be random checkpoints that just show up and you have to know where they are ahead of time. So that's reconnaissance. You have to do a little bit of reconnaissance on a daily basis. But anyway, so you want supplies that are available to you. Now you have to have stuff on your body that you can defend yourself with and that you can get from point A to point B with. All right, that's what you need. So I'll do it. That topic's an entire topic for the next video, the part 2 series of this, about stuff that you might want to consider carrying. But basically what you're doing is you're carrying the minimalist stuff, being able to defend yourself, being able to do what you need to do, and be able to get around without getting caught, without getting detained. Let's say you're operating outside of the town, outside of the city, and in some old mine shack, we'll just say that, that's because what Red Dawn was. They start out in a mine shack. Let's just say you're out in some sort of mine or something like that. When you're coming to and from the city, you obviously don't want to look like you've been living out in the woods for days on end, right? You want to be clean. You want to show up and you want to blend in with the actual public, because you don't want to be caught, and you definitely don't want the Spetsnaz following you home and, finding you guys, following you to your fob and finding you guys, right? You don't want that, right? So you want to try to do everything you can to not draw that specific attention to yourself. Now, there's a couple things in that video I was telling you about when I started this that I wanted to cover when it comes to the whole gray man mentality that they really got wrong. They really got wrong. They need to reconsider a few things. So in the video, this is when they talked about gray man, they said one thing you never, ever, ever, ever want to do when you're in these urban areas is make eye contact. Never, ever, 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 ever make eye contact with people. They basically want you to do one of these things where you're sitting there, you're holding. That's basically what the video sounded like. All right, it was. Now, one of the biggest threat indicators, CCWs pay attention to this. One of the biggest threat indicators that someone is about to do a bad thing is that they are forcing themselves not to make eye contact with people. Right? They're doing everything in their power to not make eye contact with people. So they're looking around, trying to keep an eye on everything you need to keep an eye on thing, but they're being shady about it, and they're being shady. They're trying not to see that. They don't want you to see that they're looking around, right? They're being shady about doing that. So if you're constantly fighting yourself to not make eye contact, and you're doing everything in your power to not make eye contact, guess what? People are going to see that as a threat indicator. You have officially become a threat, or they're going to be like, dude, what's wrong with this guy? Is he on drugs? Is he doped up? Is he gonna, rob us? What's going on with this dude? So keep that thing in mind. So yes, eye contact. You want to limit eye contact. It's not something you want to stare at everyone that goes by. That type of thing. Just be an old person, like how your average person is now. Modern day, everyone's in their phones all day long. But if you're walking around, you don't want to be in your phone around all day long in the first place, because you'll fall into a hole or a construction pit and you'll have a bad day. But you want to be looking around, and if someone talks to you, talk back. You don't start a conversation, but you don't ignore a conversation either, right? Because people remember that too. If someone starts a conversation with you, be polite, be courtesy. Don't try to draw attention to yourself, and engage in the conversation. Try to make it short and sweet, and then move on. Say, hey, I got to get to work, but thanks. Hey, thanks. We'll talk to you again sometime. And then you head out, right? That's what you do. And this video, they're saying don't make any conversations, don't do anything. If you are doing everything in your power to not make eye contact, to not have conversation, people will either remember you as a threat, or they'll be like, what the beep is wrong with this guy, right? He's whatever. So you don't want to stand out when it comes to that. Now, if you have an opposing forces and they see you walking around like that with your hood, more than likely they're going to chase you down, zip tie you, and take you in a vehicle and go and interrogate you, or put you at a correction camp. We'll say that. That's what all the movies did, a correction camp, or however you want to call it. So, as a gray man, all right, you do not want to draw attention to yourself. Like, this is all about mindset. You don't want to draw attention to yourself. You want to have a minimalist approach to everything, of how you carry things and stuff like that. You don't want to stand out. You don't want to look like a military age male or woman that looks like they're gathering intel or stuff like this, although you are supposed to be gathering intel and operations and stuff like that. But you're not out there taking notes with binoculars and crap like that. That's not being a gray man. A gray man is you're blending into society, where no one will see you as either a threat, or no one will, really think of you anything other than another person. All right, that's what it is. That doesn't mean you have to wear gray all the time, right? Like me, you're taking a look at me. I got this gray vest on. It's actually, I think it's kind of, it used to be green. I have a construction job. All right, I have a construction job. I'm a safety manager, and I'm the radio frequency safety officer for a tower company. So that means I have to go back and forth between job sites all the time, where it's freezing cold out, and there's a lot of dirty stuff because these are active construction sites. So this is what I wear on a daily basis. All right, this is what I wear on a daily basis. I pretty much look like in construction. I throw my hard hat on, you're like, oh yeah, just another dude that's on a construction site. Well, guess what? Yeah, that's kind of what I do. So that's how I act. That's how I dress. If you're in a uppity area where there's like high class people that are working at they're Wall Street, for example, they're probably going to dress nicer, right? So if you're going to be working in and out of those areas, that will be your AO, your area of operations. If you're working in and out of that areas, keep in mind, you need to know where everything is and all that, and that'll be for the number 3 video. But if you're in those areas, you want to dress like them. All right, because you want to blend in. You don't want anyone turning their eye to you like, oh, what's this dude doing over here? Now, if you're in like a very big country area and there's not a whole lot of big business or stuff like that out there, you want to dress like them. You don't want to be dressed in a full professional suit and tie and stuff like that, and just be like, hey man, what's the suit for? You catch my drift. So anyway, guys, that's the mindset of being a gray man. All right, you are not trying to create any scenes. You're not trying to create any conversations, but you're not avoiding them altogether either. You're not trying to avoid them altogether. You're not trying to avoid the eye contact. You're not trying to avoid that human contact, because we are humans, and if you avoid that human contact, people automatically like, oh dude, something's wrong with this guy, or what the heck's wrong with that, and people will remember you. You don't want to stand out as a military age person, all right, especially if you're out there in the SHTF situation. Now, for all the CCW holders like me out there who prefer concealed carry over everything else, you don't want to advertise to everyone that you're carrying a boomstick on your body. So don't dress like you're carrying a boomstick on your body. All right, dress appropriately. Dress in your regular civilian attire. Concealed carry inside the waistband, shoulder holsters, ankle holsters, belly bands, pocket carry. You want it concealed. Okay, you want it concealed. You don't want to show the world, I got my grunt style t-shirt and my 511 tactical pants and my hardcore combat boots. And boots are important, guys, especially for the stuff out there, but once again, I'll talk about that in another one. But you don't want to be standing out as a freaking operator when you're trying to blend in, or when you're trying to carry a gun in a public place, right? So, because everyone will know that something's wrong with that dude, or that dude's probably carrying a gun or something like that. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about me. If you guys like this content, go check me out over at Patreon. So all that money that I get on Patreon, it goes towards the channel, getting gear reviews, stuff like that. And I haven't been doing much because I don't have that much support. So if I get more support, I can bring more of that stuff to you. So there'll be a link down below to my Patreon if you guys want to help support this channel. For everyone else, for everyone out there, you remember, guys, it's our responsibility to take care of each other and protect each other. Peace.